Hi, everyone. Welcome to the channel. My name is Adam Miles, and I'm a personal development coach with over 15 years of experience working with individuals and couples. And today I wanted to share with you a simple but powerful exercise that I call the Relationship Triad. It's not something I invented from scratch. The pieces of the triad have existed for a long time. But when I began combining them into one exercise, the results were really extraordinary. It's been years I've worked with couples, and of course, I even practice this in my own marriage. And I've just noticed something striking that of the couples who know this process, there are those who do it and there are those who don't. And of course, the ones who don't, they stay stuck. Same conflicts, same disconnection year after year until something finally breaks or both partners just settle into a quiet frustration. But what I've seen in the couples who do this, they grow, they reconnect, they rediscover each other. Their relationship takes on a depth and meaning that they never knew was even possible. So, this exercise, the relationship triad, it has three parts, all done together. It takes about 25 to 30 minutes. I've seen it transform relationships that have been stuck for years. Okay, so let's jump in together and I'll teach you how to do the relationship triad. So, part one of the relationship triad is shared listening time. And it's just like what the name implies. You're each going to take a turn sharing, talking to each other. Now, the important part of this is to use a timer. Set the timer for 10 minutes each. Why a timer, you might wonder? Well, because in most relationships, one person talks more than the other does. And the idea behind this exercise is to bring some balance and equality to the communication, to sort of allow the partner who's not used to sharing as much to get that person talking, and then the person who typically does more of the talking to have them sort of contemplate what is the most essential and what is the most necessary things that would be useful for me to share with my partner. So you set the timer, each person gets 10 minutes to talk uninterrupted about anything they want. It can be about their day, their thoughts, their victories, their struggles, their dreams. This isn't about trying to fix, problem solve, or debate each other. The idea behind what we share is to be known to our partner, to let your partner see life through your eyes for a moment. You can imagine it like driving together somewhere and you invite your partner to lean over and look at life through your windshield. That's your unique perspective, the way that you see the world. Now, for some, 10 minutes might feel like forever. And if you're not used to being heard and if you're not used to sharing, that's one of the challenges you'll probably face. For others, 10 minutes will feel far too short, which simply says, hey, there's a lot inside that needs to be expressed. Either way, what this is a sacred space to speak and to be witnessed. So, as one person is sharing, the other person is listening. And it's a specific type of listening that we're aiming for here. We're not listening with rebuttals. We're not preparing our case to refute what's said. We're not listening with judgment, not even with questions. But what we want to do is listen with delighted attention. And what that means is eye contact, open posture, full presence, as if what your partner is saying is the most interesting thing that's happening in the world right now. I know this sounds like a lofty goal, and you may have to sort of fake it till you make it, but it is learnable. Most of us have never been listened to in this way, and it can feel foreign at first, but with practice, it can also become second nature. A rhythm of safe, attentive, non defensive listening that rewires how two people connect. Here are some tips to make sure the listening part of this triad goes as well as possible. So, when the timer goes off and it's time to switch, take a short break, stretch, get some water, reset before you sort of switch the roles. When it's your turn to share now, avoid using your time to respond or to rebut what was just said. Keep the focus on you. Use I statements. Think about your own feelings and your own experiences. This is a way to keep this exercise safe and sacred and to prevent it from devolving into some kind of argument or upset. It's also important to alternate who goes first. So if Monday night your spouse goes first, then on Wednesday night you ought to go first, just to keep things balanced and equal. Okay, so after you've each taken a turn sharing and listening, we move to part two of the triad, which is affirmations. Whoever spoke second in the sharing round is going to go first here. And so, what you're going to do is take a moment and simply affirm the goodness you see in your partner. Maybe it's their patience, their sense of humor, how hard they work, the way they keep showing up. Affirmation is one of the greatest gifts we can give to another person. It tells them, I see you, I appreciate how you move through life, I'm grateful you're mine. So, affirmation is really so important and it matters so much, especially in a relationship. When you think about it, we live in a culture that really thrives on criticism. And most of us have spent our whole lives sort of dodging sarcasm, judgment, and any kind of reminders of our shortcomings. Affirmations, well, they do the opposite. They soften the heart, they remind us of who we are at our best, and they help to rebuild safety and closeness in a relationship. And it's not just a blessing for the person who receives them. Affirmations also open the heart of the one speaking them. Every time we speak an affirmation, we shift our own focus back to love and perspective. So if you're new to affirmations, the best thing to do is just keep them simple. Speak about your partner's character, not their possession or appearances. Keep them short, sweet, and from the heart. Okay, so on to part three of the relationship triad, and that is the 20-second embrace. This is how we close out this ritual. So, this isn't a quick hug, this is 20 full seconds of holding each other in silence. Now, this may sound like a small part, but it's actually probably one of the most important parts of the triad. When we hold someone for that long, something ancient in our nervous system awakens, and our brain registers this person as safe. They're a friend, not a foe. And it is one of the fastest ways to dissolve old power struggles and to reestablish real connection. So it's important during this 20 seconds, and you can absolutely do this for longer, but 20 seconds is the minimum, to stay fully present, to feel your body sort of relax or melt into theirs. So there's no words, no agenda. It's just about being physically close. And this isn't meant to lead anywhere sexual. It's about grounding the hearts of two people together. Over time, what you'll find is that you begin to crave this kind of quiet union. As I mentioned earlier, I've taught this process to couples now for many years, and I've watched it change lives. The couples who take this relationship triad and make it their own, make it a habit, they become more patient, more affectionate, and more resilient together. Of course, they still face challenges, but the difference is they recover faster. They don't get so lost in the power struggle because they've built a process that keeps them close. So for best results, schedule this at first. Put it on the calendar at least 3 times a week for the first month. Let it be something that becomes part of how you connect with your partner. Hold it as sacred, as if the health of your relationship depends on it, because in many ways it does. With time, you'll find that listening, affirming, and loving touch become part of the fabric of your relationship. And those same practices, they ripple out to your kids, to your friendships, your whole way of being in the world. So I'll leave you with a quote from Carl Jung. that really captures the essence of this work perfectly. Where love rules, there is no will to power, but where power predominates, there love is lacking. So my hope is that you'll give this relationship triad a try and make it your own. If this video resonated with you, I invite you to subscribe to the channel for more insights like this. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and take care of each other. So long.